Over my 5 years of film photography, I have shot with a plethora of different film stocks, black and white, color, slide film even, but there's one that seems to always come back to me and just feel right to me to shoot, and that is Kodak Gold. Now, Kodak Gold, it's not trying to be anything it's not. It kind of knows its place. It's definitely more of a consumer-friendly film stock. It's kind of stayed within its own lane, and there's a couple of reasons why I think that this film stock in particular is my favorite, and I've narrowed it down to 3 reasons in particular. Let's face it, it's 2025. Things have been going up in price. They rise again, and then what do you know, they rise again. So within the 5 years I've been shooting film, Kodak Gold has maintained its spot within that affordable, kind of budget-friendly, color-positive film space. Back when I started shooting film 5 years ago, Fuji Color C200 was on the market, and that was kind of its main competitor, Kodak Gold's main competitor, but we all know what happened to Fuji. They decided to stop making film. But surprisingly, Kodak Gold has kind of stayed within its bubble. It hasn't gone up in price drastically now that there isn't really a big competitor on the market, and that's awesome. You're gonna put through a lot more rolls of film if you're actually going out buying it and shooting it. And the fact that Gold is affordable, that's got a very big thumbs up from me. Now, I know Harman Phoenix is a new contender for that 200 speed color film that is sort of budget friendly, but I personally haven't shot that yet. Stay tuned for the review on that. But until then, Gold is still gonna be my go-to. The second point I want to talk about is the sort of color rendition that Gold produces, both in medium format and in 35mm. Gold is very famous for producing images that have this nice warm tone. Warm images, in my opinion, just make me feel good. They give me like a warm, fuzzy feeling. I don't want to look back on a cold, icy memory, unless I'm out like on a skiing trip, of course, but like when I'm looking at a good memory or kind of reminiscing on it, I want to look at it in a nice way, and warm tones kind of convey that feeling of happiness and like a cozy little warm feeling when you're looking at an image. Gold just kind of produces its own native warm feeling, and it kind of reduces the time editing that I spend when I'm editing images taken on Kodak Gold. I don't know, it's just personal preference, of course, but I personally really love the warm feeling and the warm tones that Gold produces. Gold's 200 ISO also produces like a nice grain that isn't too noticeable and isn't too in your face. Grain is kind of within the territory, and it gives you, once again, a little bit of a hazy memory, and it produces a nice texture on the image. It's kind of hard to explain unless you look further into the image and you're looking at an image quite critically, but in my opinion, this 200 speed, it's a perfect amount of grain for you to not notice it, but also notice it at the same time. And all of these little details kind of bring me the most enjoyment out of my photography with the end results. And that's also a reason why I love Kodak Gold. Lastly, and this is definitely going to be a whole bunch of bias, but I love Kodak Gold because I've used it the most. We've all heard about the 10,000 hour rule, where you can really master something once you put in 10,000 hours. I definitely haven't put 10,000 hours shooting Kodak Gold, but I definitely have put in the most time shooting this film stock. I put it in my 35mm SLRs, I put it in my medium format cameras, I put it into my point and shoot cameras. It just works wherever I need to put it, and I now know how to shoot this film stock really, really well. 100% this is all bias and this is all me talking from experience, but there is merit in that. For example, if I shot Cinestill from when I first started shooting film, I'm sure I'd be biased towards that, and I'm sure I'd know exactly how each image I would want to capture would turn out on that film stock. So yes, it's biased, but I've put in a whole bunch of time with this film and I just know it back to front now. And that's also probably my biggest contributor as to why I love this film stock. So with all that being said, I'm going to show you some of my absolute favorite images that I've taken on Kodak Gold, so you can see the images that I'd like to produce and the image quality that you can get out of Kodak Gold, both in 35mm and in medium format. Let me know your favorites down in the comments below. At the end of the day, Kodak Gold is just my go-to film. It's affordable, it's predictable, it produces some really beautiful, warm memories, and until something else comes my way, it's going to be my go-to film. So, thank you Kodak Gold, keep making it Kodak, please don't inflate the prices, and I'm going to continue to shoot this film for a very long time. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, let me know your thoughts on Kodak Gold down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.